It's you can't be outside for more than an hour at a time, kind of cold. It's like lethally cold outside, especially when the wind is up or a storm blows in. Although the village is reasonably sheltered between the mountains where it sits in a sort of passageway. So, what's the typical day like for your characters? Like, what are you usually kind of doing to busy yourselves when you're sort of like hunkering down for the winter? Drac, what's your character?
He'd probably be like inside fiddling with the project since he's like got all these different skills he has.
What's his name
He could
again?
probably. I haven't given him a name yet, to be honest with you. Let's go with Jordan.
Jordan.
So he probably fiddling with something with carpentry, maybe like small figurines or something. Something he could try to sell.
Right, so after all the repairs and stuff have been done ahead of time for winter, during the winter you just kind of get down and craft stuff so you can sell when it opens up again.
Right.
So I take it you've got like your own like workshop area and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I would imagine he'd have his own workshop that has all the tools he would need in it.
Mm-hmm. And you do a bit of smithing as well as carpentry and stonemasonry and all that, so you're going to have a large variety of tools lying around.
Mm,
Probably a little
yeah.
forge and all that kind of thing. Okay. Did you do your guy on the newer sheet?
Yes, I did skills and traits on it at least.
Okay, could you send me on Discord?
Yeah.
Or just post it in the thing? What about you, Alex? What's your character's name and what would he be doing? Or she?
He's Marcus. He's just um I don't know, just getting
Uh-huh.
bartender things. I don't know.
Well, imagine there's even less people in the village during the winter. So they've like emptied out, gone south or whatever it is they do. So this is just going to be like you and the most stalwart residents that stay here during the winter, right? So a typical day would just be you cleaning the place up and trying to make as much business as you can.
Yeah, just trying to find things to keep busy, I guess.
Okay, so what's his bar called? Or tavern or inn or whatever you want to call it.
The frozen flagon.
And is it just you run the tavern? Is it like you and your family members? Or
Yeah, sure. He runs it with his I don't know, how many family members should he have? With his two children.
Okay, is that boy, girl, two boys, two girls, but
Uh, son and a daughter.
okay, we'll get into that. Dave, what's your character and what would your character be doing?
His name is Edwin, and he would likely be. You see, what I imagine he's mostly doing is probably something very stupid and dangerous, which is to say he's outside hunting.
Right, so that's his trade. So when it gets to this time of year, there's going to be like less game. So does he change like the style or the species that he's trapping? Is this like
Yeah.
Does he change his tactics around or what?
Yes, changes tactics.
So you're out setting traps, and setting up for whatever. What is it you hunt in the winter?
Fuck. What are those things called again? Oh, I know. Whenever we're near the water, that shit don't. That shit ain't here.
Well, you have a brook, a small river that goes through the village.
No, there's saltwater species.
Okay. Well, as a fancy village, you could have a freshwater version if you wanted, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it would be like, no, it would be stuff like, If not rabbits and deer and shit like that, it would probably have to be other like hardier winter creatures. Like, I don't think this guy's ballsy enough to hunt bear. Yeah, Dave's had a mental.
I mean, you got the mountains around stuff is maybe like mountain goats, lions, lynxes, that kind of.
Yeah,
Right, yeah. So maybe when the winter comes, instead of hunting like in the valley and on the plains, the easier stuff, you're having to go a bit up more into the mountains for the harder to get species. Because I mean they're up there all year round, right? Okay. So you're going to be out setting traps, stuff like that.
he doesn't like spending time in the village, especially in the winter. That makes him
Yeah.
think of things he don't want to think about.
Does he have a home in the village, or does he just travel down there for business?
Yeah, no, I imagine he has like a place he lives there, which is more like the place that he sleeps in when he's actually in town.
He says stupid sec. He's a roommate.
No, I mean, sometimes he visits stupid.
I was just joking.
Okay. And Tank, you guys Aaron. What does he generally do?
Generally wanders around the village and he gets like wee jobs for like healing people around the place. That's how he sort of pays for his sort of living
Right.
conditions. Because he can't remember why he's at the village, or he can't remember how he even get out of the village sometimes.
Yeah, he's just. Does he have anyone that like looks after him, or is he on his own?
He's on his own. He's been living at I was going to say he's living at the Frozen Flagons. He's basically renting the room at the bar, and he pays obviously up, but he pays his fees for staying there by also doing healing for things around the village and stuff.
Right.
Or when he due to owe rent, all of a sudden he just disappears and they can't tell where he's gone from, if he's in the room or not.
Do people in the village sort of pitch in to look out for him time to time then?
And yeah, basically when he gets completely lost and forgotten what he was doing, partially because of worry, because in case he casts the spell thinking there's something chasing after him and he caused a fire, that type of reason.
Right. And imagine with, it not really having much business anymore, and especially in the winter whenever most people leave for the season, there's not much coin for him to be made either. So the winter's got to be a particularly rough time for him, right?
Well, that's saying he's not really making any money in a sense because his services are paid for his lodgings and for him to stay in the village really. Because he's sort of seen as like a helpful doctor or a free doctor.
Yeah, it's
for
like barter
for
exchange. Rather than like coin itself. Okay, so in terms of the village itself, who's the person that's kind of in charge of the village? Anyone can pitch in here. Is there like a mayor, a chieftain? Is it a council, an elder? Like, what's the kind of hierarchy?
It's gotta be an old man chieftain.
I was going to say a wee council.
Well, that's one and one. What else? What
Well-
else we got?
You could have the old man chieftain. He's like the one in charge, but maybe he has like a small circle of council members that kind of like help him make decisions and keep things running.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Sounds fine to me.
What do we want to call the chieftain? Just one name's fine. Eric, good idea.
I thought she was going to say that.
I was gonna say Roger. I was gonna say.
Eric Rogerson, there you go. It's a good Viking name, Roger. Okay, so yeah.
I was like, nope, John a blank.
Alright, so yeah, he's an old man. He's been here a long time. Maybe even he was like one of the original founders of the settlement back when it was like prosperous and the mine was opened up. And he's he's one of the only ones that's kind of hung around this long because he's so invested in it and he's not willing to let it go. So I'm just trying to think, yeah. So I guess if Edwin is out setting traps and stuff and he's maybe up in the hills, Edwin, while you're out there, the wind's blowing, the snow's piling up, and it's looking to be a particularly long and rough winter, judging from the signs and the portents that people have seen in the last few weeks. And you're just like looking out across the expanse to the north, just this vast open frozen wasteland, and there's just a small black speck fumbling its way through the snow at pace. And you watch it for a few minutes, and after, I don't know if you've got like something like a little spyglass or something like that, maybe even. But being a tracker,
I imagine I imagine I have like any of that, all that sort of stuff.
yeah, you could pull out something like that. But I imagine, you know, a few minutes of watching it, it's clear to you that's not an animal. That's a human being on his own. This out this way is unusual to say the least. And he seems to be struggling and basically just like swimming through the snow almost as he kind of drag his way through it. So, what would you like to do?
I am going to watch them for a little bit longer.
Let's see. I got
I
drag
don't know.
sheet.
I have never seen this person before unless I can tell who they are.
You'd have to get. You want to wait till they get close enough so you can tell who they are first before you do something.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Can you send me your sheet as well, or post it up in the disc?
Yeah. Where are you? In my DMs. There you are.
Who's do I not have? Alex, have you got yours?
There you go.
8 with the Grim. Yeah, you give it time, and you know, at one point or another, he must have made you out, and you can see him like standing there, just like almost waist deep in snow, waving his arms back and forth in a big Y shape.
Okay. Yeah. No, okay. Now he's being sincere. All right. Yeah. I'll get down and try and go towards him.
You trundle your way through the snow towards him,
Mhm.
and as you get up next to him, you can see that maybe you do recognise him. He's passed through here at some point in the past. Shit, now I need to come up with a name.
That's familiar.
Jorg. And you know that he was a part of like a hunting scouting party that, you know, was looking for like reindeer herds and stuff to the north. But he was definitely with like a party of people when they left, maybe a couple of months back. As you approach him, he's just like collapses into the snow with exhaustion. His furs are like frozen through.
Just grab him, yank him up, and go. What the hell happened to you?
I must speak to Eric.
Damn it! I knew this was gonna be one of those days, and I just grab him up and heft him up over my shoulders and drag him back into the village.
So Jordan, you're in your little workshop crafting, and you see Edwin with someone like under his arm, like dragging him, walking past the window of your workshop towards the tavern. Are you just too busy making your toy soldiers?
Oh, he's talking to me? Shit,
Yes,
my bad.
Jordan.
See, I don't know my own name yet, 'cause I just came
Yeah.
up with it.
That's fine.
I think I would mind my own business and keep doing what I was doing. Like, if they're not making a big commotion or anything like that.
Okay, so it does look like the one guy's struggling, but you just make it like a mental note and just keep crafting your whatever you're making.
Well, I imagine it wouldn't be the first time that he's brought someone back who got stuck out there or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my thought process there.
Aaron, so I imagine you're in or around the frozen flagon at this point when Edwin comes in and he's dragging this guy with him. And Marcus, you're behind the bar with your son, just like cleaning up and trying to keep yourselves busy, while also keeping yourselves warm by the fire. You've probably got quite a few people from the village in the tavern at this point of the day, sitting down for a meal and just like sharing stories and trying to enjoy each other's company. And also staying warm in one place that's quite well heated. So Edwin comes in the door with this guy, and the guy just like falls to his knees, and Edwin closes the door behind the two of them, the wind kind of blowing as it does so. The guy's like just crosses his arms, like trying to keep himself warm or warm himself up, and like just like waddles on his knees over towards the fireplace.
So Edwin, whose frozen corpse have you brought back this time?
He just looks at this guy and says, He just looks at him kind of Procky, I think he said his name was, and I just roll him over.
It's like from himself. Yeah, Jorgen. Oh, thank you. It's been so cold out there.
It's winter. What do you expect?
He barely like pays you notice as he's just like cupping his hands and taking off his frozen furs and just trying to like expose himself to the fire as much as possible. Is the chief here?
Is the chief there?
You tell me. Is he there yet?
Look around the tavern, see if
You can see
See
a
if I
couple
can
of the
find
like
it.
council members, but Eric himself is not there yet. No. I must sneak him. It's vitally important. They're coming. Thousands of them.
Like go randomly because of everything. Just like, look, I am the great chieftain of this mighty village. Where is I meet thee?
These are guys. Is Aaron in the habit of pretending he's other people?
He forgets who, because he's that old. He's had that many lifetimes. He's forgotten basically which lifetime he's actually in sometimes. So at one point he probably
Knock
was a
the old
village
man.
chief somewhere.
Yeah, the Marcus just tells you to knock it off because you're crazy.
I'll look over to his son. Boy, go get the chief. We need to. The son's serious.
The son nods and he puts down what he's doing and like runs out the front door.
Bring a pint of ale for your lord.
Soon as Marcus hears someone saying they're gonna pay the bill for him, he'll bring a plate of food and a flagon over to the near frozen guy.
So he grabs the meat and just like stuffs it into his face, and he grabs the ale and holds up to his face, and it's like dribbling down his big frozen beard as he like guzzles it. And he just like nods in appreciation to you as he does so. Sorry, Mike's bugging me. After a few minutes, your son comes back and he's got the Eric with him. Eric's a big, burly, barrel-chested man. He's old, but he's sturdy. And definitely fit for a man of his age. He comes in. What's all this racket? What message have you brought for us, Jorgen? And Jorgen gets up and he goes towards the man. He's still holding the ale in his hands. Our hunting party. We've been hunted ourselves weeks ago. There's thousands of them, and gnolls, like they're in a herd the size I've never seen before, and they're coming this way. They can't be more than a few weeks behind me. Yeah, it kind of looks around to the council members and or everyone else that's kind of present in the tavern. Why don't you sit down and get rested, man, and then you can tell the story. Perhaps you'll be feeling a little more lucid once you get some meat on you. And he sits the man down on a stool, and the man just like puts the flagon on the table. He's like, "No, there's no time to waste. They're on their way. You all have to leave. It's not going to be safe here. They're coming. They will destroy this place." He's like, "Look," and he pulls a pendant out from beneath his furs and throws it on the table, and it's this big tooth, like the size of your middle finger. I pulled that from one of them, a scout. 6 arrows it took me to put him down, and even then I had to cut his throat to stop him breathing. That's his tooth. And there are thousands of them. Just a black mass in the snow, heading this way.
Did you get into... Wait. Did you get into my, Where were you exactly?
We were following the reindeer herds up north, past the hunting lodge.
Did you happen to take any special amber liquid from the hunting lodge?
I'm not crazy, damn it, he says, and he bangs on the table. It's like, I know what I saw. There's the evidence there, and he holds up the tooth.
I'll take the tooth.
It's clearly a fang from a carnivore of some type.
Yes, saber-toothed cats.
And it's a good, 3 inches long.
No, definitely not them. Then those are like 9-inch. Those are like 9-inch fangs. Just look at it and go. And you didn't drink my special stash from the lodge.
He sits down again and he's like almost deflated now. He's like, "Look, I've came all this way to tell you. And once I get my strength back, I'm not stopping. I'm going further south. But they're coming, I tell you. This whole place is going to be destroyed. You can't stop them. There's too many of them. I barely got away with my life as it was. So you have to do something, and he like implores towards Eric. And he's like, okay, well, how about you get a drink in you? And he like waves to you, Marcus. He goes, get a few pints in him, give him something to eat, keep him warm, and then rest, and we'll speak later. And he like kind of waves over to his council members, and then he goes over to the corner table to sit with them. As for the rest of you, go about your business. We'll discuss this matter later. And he nods towards you, Edwin. He's like, thank you, Edwin, for bringing this man in.
Oh, no problem. I just have to hope his friends didn't drink my stash.
So I'm sure you'll
Wait.
be reimbursed for anything they might have taken from your lodge. Oh, you go, Marcus.
Who's paying for him?
Eric turns around and says, I'll pay for his food and his drink, no worry.
Excellent.
The daughter, who's like clean glasses, just shakes her head. So they get him warmed up and feed him, and then he goes to rest. And it's several hours later, well into the night, before like he gets up again. And Eric and a couple of the council members are like in the room with him, just sat around his bed talking to him, in quite some depth for a while. And most of the village is kind of gathered in the tavern this time to hear what Eric's going to say and what's actually happening, and is this a real threat that's on the way. So Jordan, Aaron, everybody would have been like called in for this, or encouraged to come.
I'm assuming gossip has spread and I've heard news.
Yeah, somebody would have like walked in and just said, "Hey, do you hear about, Jorgen's being pulled back? His hunting party's been slaughtered, and apparently there's a horde of gnolls heading from the north. Some sort of migration."
Right, so I guess I'll be in the tavern waiting to see if it's true or not.
Yes. So after a time, Eric comes out from the back room and puts his hands on his hips and just kind of looks around the room at everyone. Afraid of my friends, it seems to be genuine and true what Jorgen has told us. It appears that his hunting party ran into a scouting party for these gnolls, and there is indeed a massive herd migration of them on the way south. And our best guess is if they want to come south, they'll have to pass through the mountain pass here where our village sits. Now, it would seem that they're several weeks away, travelling on foot at least, and if we're lucky, the cold will do its business and thin their numbers before they reach here. But as you know, we don't have much in the way of manpower, weapons, or defences here. So I'm throwing the floor open for any ideas anyone may have. We can always abandon everything we've built here, but it may be that we cannot return.
Like hell, we're gonna abandon everything.
You probably get a couple of them going like, yeah! Fuck those gnolls. They're just beasts, how bad can it be? Eric's like, well, from what we've heard, these things are as tall as the tallest man, as strong as an ox, and they don't go down easily.
Yeah, but how smart can they be? They're just animals.
Well, that may be, but they were smart enough to hunt the hunting party, so... and an animal as dangerous as that, starved and cold, I mean, who knows how desperate and vicious they might become. But you're right, we do have the advantage that intelligence and craftsmanship is on our side. But my priority, is the safety of the people living here. And if that means we have to abandon, then as much as it pains me, I'd be willing to do so. But if anyone has any better ideas on what can be done, I'm willing to hear them. Imagine Aaron gets up like he's going to say something, and then everyone kind of ushers him to sit back down.
Yeah.
What if we set one of the mountainsides to the north to avalanche and make the path more difficult for them?
That may be an idea, that may slow them down.
We just divert them. If they're just a horde migrating, they'll take the path of least resistance, right?
Perhaps so, but at the moment that would be the valley that we're sitting in right now.
Well, when we don't make it, the valley we're sitting in right now.
What are you suggesting exactly there, Jordan?
I guess we can build off of Marcus's idea of collapsing the mountain. If we just block the valley, maybe they'll find another way around.
So you're suggesting to fortify ourselves and construct a wall or a barrier of some sort.
Yeah, something that they see they don't want to run into. They'll just go around.
Might be a tall order for us to build something like that with the manpower and materials available to us, though.
Well, they said we had weeks. Why don't we go to the nearby villages and see if we can get some manpower?
So it should be noted that everyone will be aware the nearest village is about a week away.
Oh God.
If you make good time and you take a sled, you'll get there quicker. But on foot, making good time is about a week.
A week there, a week back. That'll only be a week to work.
Yeah, I mean, you won't be certain how many weeks you have. You might have as many as 4 or 5, but it might be as few as 2 or 3.
Well, when you don't know, you always go with the worst case scenario.
So Eric's, going to be like, well, I like your idea, Jordan, and I'm willing to stay here and fight to the death if the rest of you are. But it's your choice. It's every man's choice. I don't think anyone can say it's wrong of anyone who wishes to take their leave while the game's good.
I guess I'll just kind of like snort divisively or something like that. Like,
Okay, yeah, and if you're the old timers and the hardliners, they'll be nodding their heads in agreement with you, Jordan. Like they'd rather stay and fight for what's theirs. What about you, Marcus? How do you feel?
Well, I ain't planning on dying anytime soon, but doesn't mean I'm gonna up and move. Can maybe if we can make it to the south, we can see how much of a garrison they have for the Empire at the magistrate's office.
Another old timer who's a man called Boris, and he's missing the lower half of his left leg, and he's supported by a crutch on that side. And he gets to his feet, and he's got this big bushy red beard. It's like, yes, they might not care much about us, but they have a duty bound to protect these lands. Surely, if we can speak to them, they will send soldiers.
but if the nearest village is a week away, I don't know if we'd make it there and back in time. Like to the whatever they're talking about.
The northern
The
outpost, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all the way down in the southeast.
Yes, it is. It's quite a journey. So Eric will nod. He's like, and there's no guarantee that they would send anyone or that they would get here in time. Although perhaps if we could get word to them, they could fortify some of the towns to the south. What about you, Edwin? What do you think?
It's another sign of winter coming to take us all. The nihilism and the eternity of this has been coming for a long time. Perhaps there's truth behind the peach tree.
There's murmuring in the crowd, and you can hear a couple of them sort of laughing. It's like, pfft, you can't be serious. The peach tree, it's just a myth.
But it's real. I'm still smoking the pipe, but it's real.
So small conversation.
Does anyone have a high amount of compost and of manure and fire?
So there obviously will be some oxen and stuff like that for, doing chores, but it's not going to be a place that has a whole farm of cows or horses or anything.
No, I know what Edwin's thinking, which is we let them come into the village and then blow them all up.
Oh, I know what you're thinking, yes. But you say they wouldn't have a mass amount. You could try and secure it from one of the other towns, perhaps.
We could. bring them
the-
into here and make it their own undoing. You don't want it to be a Norg anymore, though.
Or the farmlands to the far south. I mean, they would have abundant supplies of that kind of thing.
I know just the way to make it happen, and there wouldn't be a Gnoll again. It'd all be cooked.
Even if we move from the village, they'll still come down after us. No matter where you move, they'll keep following.
So after some back and forth in the debate, X like, well, I can't expect everyone and all of you to remain here, but those of us who choose to remain, I think, are willing to fight our way through this. So Jordan, if you can perhaps come up with some plans for this construction idea you have, and Marcus, perhaps you could take some members up to the mountain ridge to see how feasible the your plan of causing an avalanche would be.
I'll get started on it right away.
I mean, it probably turns to Jordan, Marcus, and Edwin, because you guys are probably like the fittest, like men of able age in the village still. It's like, I'm afraid, gentlemen, a large part of any physical task will be down to yourselves, especially if it requires travel of any sort. I don't doubt the tenacity of these men, anyways, to these old hardened miners and such. But they don't have the physicality to last. And they'll need all their strength if there's to be a battle to be had.
Well, I mean, I suppose we can get a little bit of work out of them, then let them rest before we think the horde's gonna get here.
I guess we're putting a great deal of faith in your hands then, Jordan.
I'm not gonna let some animals take my home from me. Don't worry.
No, but if there's anything I can do, or if any help I can arrange for you to help in these tasks, just let me know. I'll see about securing some of the tools and weapons that we may have stored in the village.
I guess lumber would be our main issue, being up here.
Oh, it's yes. It turns to you, Marcus. Marcus, perhaps your son would be the one willing to travel south to the northern outpost to raise the alarm at least.
Do you think you can make it all the way down there in time?
He'll nod. He's like, I've ridden a horse a good few times. I think I can make the journey.
Alright, but if you see anyone on the road, you need to steer well clear of them. Who knows if they're bandits or outlaws of some kind.
He nods. He's like, I'll go prepare my things right away. I'll leave in the morning.
And we'll need someone up on the mountain ridge to keep an eye out for them, so we can set up some kind of warning in case anyone sees the gnolls coming.
So Eric's nod. He's like, I think Olaf can take that job. He's used to being sentry. I think he can handle it.
Well, I guess our first order of business then is seeing about this landslide.
Aaron, I mean,
Have any?
there you go.
Does anyone have any explosives or gunpowder from the mines?
So I mean, you can draw that from your gear. Whose fucking sheet is this? Tink, your sheet that you sent me, that's the wrong sheet. That's the old one.
Right.
The new one is there in the Discord. But yeah, you can just mark off one of your gear if you need something like explosives or a tool or a weapon or something like that. When you're starting out, you'll have all your full gear supplies that you need to do anything. But if you want to restock those later, you'll have to take on debt if you don't have treasure to pay for it. Okay, so the three of you and Aaron will be ignored for the most part at this point in the meeting, I think, because no one's going to consider him useful. So, Aaron, how do you plan on inserting yourself into this party?
So you said talk about explosives. Explosives? I am the master of explosives.
Yes, we
And
blow
just before he starts trying to cast a spell, all of a sudden it's going to maybe blow up the whole place. Someone has to catch him quickly and stop him.
I want to throw an empty flagon at you. No magic in the bar.
Eric kind of looks at the three of you and then looks at Aaron with a concerned look across his face. Perhaps it might be better if you took the old man with you to keep him out of harm's way. And gives you all a knowing look.
We'll give him like, "Are you crazy?" Look. How's that gonna help us?
Because then who knows? Maybe you'll find the old man useful.
They sort of
Yeah,
state without, I can imagine them sort of whispering to each other and sort of this. You do know I know how to path all the way across through these mountains into the far distant lands.
I know he tends to ramble sometimes, but there's no doubting that Aaron does possess some abilities that may come useful.
I'm just gonna pinch the bridge of my nose and then start walking out to get some gear ready.
Like, oh Jesus Christ, Mike. Okay, so we're going to the far pass. This is gonna be a short journey. Let's get a ruler here. Don't snap. Okay, so it'll be a 5-hour journey to the end of the valley and to get up to the high pass where you want to set off an avalanche to block entrance to the valley itself. I'm going to bring up my journey thing. Let me just zoom in so I can actually read it. So who's leading the party to this area, which I'm assuming you all have a passing familiarity with?
assuming
As
it
the
would be
tracker,
Edmund.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Thunder. But
Do you have Pathfinder as a skill?
Yes, I do that because that's fair. I know my way around place. Even though I'm complete dimension, I have no idea, but I know where everything sort of like was in a sense, or where things are.
I mean, I have survivalist and cartographer, if that helps any.
Cartographer if you're following a map, but I mean you can use him if his Pathfinder is higher than your cartographer.
Finder it's 3.
All right.
That's
I'm putting faith in the hands of the crazy old man.
it's a short journey. You should be fine, right?
Oh yeah, sure, sure. Nothing could go wrong.
Right. Well, he has 3 dice for Pathfinder, plus your default dice. Everybody is fresh, so that's an extra dice. And
5 in total.
you're all full of like supplies and stuff, so you're prepared. That's another dice.
It's nice then. So success.
Whew.
I think that's a full success. Where's my fucking thing?
Two's a full success, one's a partial success.
Yes. So the old man's going to lead you there. I mean, you guys know the way, but maybe he's just done it so many times he just knows it that well. And you just make your way along the valley to the end, and then up into past the foothills, up the side of the slope, to survey the area where you want to cause the avalanche. So this is a rather steep incline on either side of the valley entrance. And at some points of the year when it's a little warmer, the snow melts some, and the river flows, or the streams flow into the valley, creating a river which flows in past the village. But it's quite perilous, a lot of craggy rocks, and the wrong footing here could be fatal. So, I mean, what is it you're looking to do here, trying to ascertain? Oh, sorry.
So,
Journey roll, everybody marks a fatigue.
oh, that's right, fatigue. So I guess when we got to the entrance, I guess the first thing I would assess would be, could we even cause an avalanche big enough to block the whole thing, or would it be more feasible to try just to block most of it?
I still say we blow them all up with manure.
And where would we live after that?
So, Jordan, what skill do you want to use to survey this?
Would stonemason be stone? Oh, I have engineer too, so maybe one of the
Definitely
engineer
engineer, I
stonemason.
think, yeah. Unless you had a, like, demolitions expert or something like that.
No. Okay. So I got 2 for engineer, 1 for the dice.
Yep.
Anything else I can apply?
You're still... No, you're not fresh anymore because you're fatigued, right?
Yeah, we got 1 fatigue.
I mean, you can push yourself.
Well, since we got here, I guess it's a 5-hour trip. How about we took a rest first, so we're not fatigued anymore, or like? Yeah, take
No,
a rest
you're
so we
going
could,
to
like.
have the fatigue from the 5-hour journey. Unless you
Well-
also mark a gear now in order to
Or
have a heat
supplies.
source. Or supplies. You're going to take a cold with this roll as well.
Well, I suppose I would definitely mark supplies. Get rid of my fatigue.
You could do supplies for a torch, or you could mark gear so you got furs, and that means you keep the furs.
That's my plan. 1 gear slot.
Mark of gear. That means you're wearing furs to protect you from the cold. So you're not going to mark cold when you make a roll. But it's 3 days you got, unless you want to push yourself.
Well, if I'm fresh now, would I have 4? Since we got rid of the fatigue with supplies.
Oh, you spend in supplies to get rid of fatigue. Sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
that will give you 6 then, yeah.
Alright, so 4 and push myself would give me 5. But what happens when you push yourself? I don't forgot.
You'll take either a fatigue or a cold to get an extra dice.
Yeah, I'll do that and take a fatigue. So 5d6s, right?
Yep.
That did not work out how I thought it would.
Oh, that's 3 successes.
Yeah. Well, the 6 are supposed to explode, but then like I forgot how you.
It's the
Oh,
roll
there's
success
a-
button in the bottom.
Yeah, there's
the
a
bottom,
macro you
I
can
just,
press, yeah.
I just saw it. I'm just gonna roll 2, I guess, for the
Yeah,
6s
that's
to
fine,
see
yeah.
if they explode.
A crit. With the right explosives, positioned in the right places, you feel pretty certain you'd be able to successfully block off this entrance to creating not a wall that they couldn't overcome, but one that would significantly hamper anyone's progress into the valley without any danger to the village or people in the valley.
So I guess I would explain the plan to them on how to go about doing that. Mark another fatigue.
Yes, so this is something that was certainly possible to do as long as you can procure some explosives.
Well, we do have old miners, so I'm assuming we do have some sort of explosives.
There will be some of some description owned by someone here. So you probably need to go talk to one of the miners that have kind of stayed behind.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have to go back to Eric and, and explain our findings.
Explosives? I can make explosives.
This frail, shivering old man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick up like a rock and sort of throw it in the air and cast one of my blast spell to blow it up.
Okay, sure. That's 1 dice.
That's a crit this one.
You got 2 in blast, yeah.
2 in blast, yeah.
Okay, so that's 3 dice. And do you want to mark a gear for furs?
Well, yeah.
So mark off gear right first in your inventory. So you won't take a cold, but you will take a fatigue when you roll it, so you got 3 days to roll.
Yes, old man, you're a great and powerful wizard. The Empire quakes in fear at you.
Oh god, he got a partial success.
Yeah, who is standing closest to this rock when you throw it, Aaron?
Let's see. I think it was Gordon was because he was obviously talking about the engineering
Alright,
stuff and that would expose.
so Aaron throws a rock in the air, Jordan, to show you his skills and what he can do. And then what happens, like, when you... Do you, like, throw a blast out at it, or does it just explode in midair?
I basically put the blast into the rock and then threw it into the rock to show that basically I can like put my explosive spells in an item
Okay.
as well as.
Oh, so a grenade just went off next to me.
You basically turn into grenade, you throw up, boom, shrapnel, shards of stone fly down and stick into your skin, your eye. Jordan, you're going to mark injury.
Oh my god.
The wee dance starters. Ha see, I do spell still. Ha see, ha.
Think I'll be cussing up a storm. Cussing the old man. Maybe I'm gonna kill him. I haven't decided yet.
Okay, so now what, guys? Jordan's told you, this plan can work if you get some explosives. The old man can apparently make things blow up a little bit. Not entirely safe.
Not entirely safe.
I think that's just a tagline.
So what's your next step?
So there's a fraction of my power. Ha 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 ha. That's not proudly.
I'm gonna
I'm
kill
sorry,
you.
did you actually cause that avalanche?
No, he caused a rock to explode in my face.
Okay. And this avalanche isn't gonna cut it.
No, the avalanche will work. We just have to get explosives.
Okay. Well, we can go down to the farmlands far to the south and get some manure for that, or maybe there is some like explosive rocks in Skulger's Hole.
We can also just talk to our miners and see how much they have stored up.
You don't have fun anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're kind of on a timeline here, and I'd rather not leave the village if I don't have to.
No, you're right.
So who is going to... I mean, you guys are going to know everyone in the village. Who is the miner that is most likely to have some sort of stash of dynamite kept aside from mining days? Or perhaps someone who's stuck around who's still mining by themselves?
Was stupid a miner?
Sure, I like that. Old Stupid. Up in the hills. There's like... Now and again you hear like blasts. And he is like trying to dig or further open up some of the mines, convinced that there is veins there, and that's going to be his payday.
There's gold up in them hills. Maybe if we go find old stupid, they can give us some of their explosives.
But Old Stupid, I mean, he lives, a few miles up into the mountains there. So that's going to be a trek in itself getting to him.
What time of day is it, though? It took us 5 hours to get here. We had a...
I'm assuming you set off in the morning, right? Because you wouldn't go in at night. So
okay.
if we're talking like... It's probably around noon. And it would definitely be well after dark by the time you got to him. So it'd be an overnight trip to get to him, because it's about 12 hours or so.
I say we rest and then go in the morning, so we don't show up at his house in the middle of the night. The guy with explosives. I've had enough of those for one day.
Should we return to the village then? Report our findings?
No, that would just... Then we have to come all the way back up to Stupid Shack. I think we go to Stupid Shack and then return to the village afterwards.
Okay, so we're making camp. Consensus.
That's my vote.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the leader.
Okay, who's equipped to find a camping space? Who's got the skills for finding and making a camp?
I should actually.
I got none of those skills.
If survivalist helps in that, I can.
Yeah, Scout Survivalist, I think would do, and you've got both of the same. So that's going to be
Mhm.
3 dice for you. Now, do you also want to mark gear so you've got furs so you don't get cold?
Mm-hmm.
So mark gear, write furs in your inventory. You'll have 3 dice unless you want to push yourself, and when you make the roll, you're going to take a fatigue.
6 greater than 5.
There should be a macro there as well, Dave, that you can like activate that will calculate and write successes and stuff for you anyway.
Is there? Oh yeah, yes there is. In bar. I didn't even realize that. You said take another fatigue?
Yes, you mark a fatigue whenever you make a roll.
Okay, well, that was a failed roll.
Okay, so if it fails, while you are like searching, finding a spot to make camp, your activity is interrupted and a danger presents itself. And given that we already discussed this, I think while you're looking for a spot to make camp, you spot like a small cave, a small hole in the mountainside, basically. And being the survivalist you are, you know that that is actually not a good place to make camp. That is a sign of danger. And sure enough, as you're kind of thinking this, a mountain lion presents itself and comes out of its cave, hungry. And makes its way towards you guys. So what do you want to do?
Well, I got an idea.
You go first. If not, I blast it.
I was gonna. My idea was Aaron, explosive on his face. That was my idea.
Yes, who wants to make a move against the snow leopard? Mountain lion.
I'll blast them then.
Right, well, you know what to roll. You're going to mark the fatigue.
Right, so I've got 2 in blast, so 3 dice again.
Yes. Unless you push your limit to get a 4th.
And then I've got myself health thing after that, so I fatigue will explore them.
I mean, you obviously need to manage your fatigues here, so you don't start taking injuries this early. Okay.
Success.
So what are you doing? Are you like throwing a rock and making it explode, or are you just causing an explosion? What happens?
I'm basically causing an explosion on it, so I'm concentrating by trying a part of its body, or basically like its head or legs or torso, something like that, and then trying to focus the spell on that to explode on it, or to activate from there.
Sure. I mean, it's just a snow leopard. An explosion anywhere close to or on its body is going to cause it a lot of distress. And even if it doesn't kill it outright, the injured animal is going to scarper because it is not going to hang around when something like that happens to it. So your blast goes off and the snow leopard whines, kind of tumbles down the side of the mountain somewhat, gets its grip and then scarpers off away with its like broken limb. So I've been dragging along behind. And there's a moment, Aaron, where you kind of feel proud of yourself that, okay, you proved that you are useful.
Like I'll slap him on the back because at least it's not my face getting injured this time.
And then you hear like a rumble and the ground beneath your feet starts to shift. You just look up how instinctively, and you can see just great sheet of ice and snow further up work its way loose and begin to accelerate its speed towards you all. What would you like to do?
Quick, into the cave.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's go trap ourselves to our death.
You have moments to decide what to do here.
I'm assuming the cave is also where I'm headed, while thinking that I'm trapping myself
Okay, so Marcus yells to the cave, and you're thinking, "This is our death," as you run towards the cave.
I had no other plan, and there's not enough time to think.
Plan, but then I'm going to lose a health basically. That's the only catch problem I have, and that's only if it's successful.
Is everyone following lead and running into the or diving into the cave?
Well, let's go for the cave.
Ah, damn it, let's go.
It's not how you envisioned it starting, but okay.
The next 3 sessions are just going to be spent getting out of the cave.
Yes. Well, I'm going to have you make a roll to get into this cave in time, I think.
In case I probably are just using barrier. Right, or barrier spell.
Actually, no, we'll go with the roll. You just dive into the cave just in time as the ice and snow sheet just kind of like collapses in over you, and there's just like this cascade of rocks and ice covering the entrance to the cave as you dive inside, sealing you inside. And then everything goes silent. There's a slight other rumble as some of the rocks and stuff settle outside. And then the 4 of you are just left here huddled in this quite small ice cave inside of the mountain. You all look at Aaron with just like... Yeah, he's always skill at Aaron.
Let's just not proud of stuff. I got the blizzard, I got the kitty away, I got the kitty away.
Well, if we can't get out, we're eating the old man first.
I think my thought process is why did I come in here? like I knew it was a bad idea. Why did I do it? How much of an avalanche are we talking about? Do we have enough time to I could try and sit down and figure out how much snow is sitting on top of me right now?
I mean, it's significant enough. But obviously, tunneling out is always an option. The cave you're in yourself is not very large. It's mostly like ice that's around you. It's quite thick, maybe a foot or so before you'd see the bedrock. And if you were to try and go like further down, you would have to like get on your stomachs and like crawl through very small crevices in the ice.
Alright, so obviously we have 2 options. We can try to dig out, or we can send someone into the deeper and see if it goes anywhere.
Well, I say we try to tunnel out. We gotta hurry up and get everything ready for the village.
You could also make camp in the cave tonight and then try to do your stuff.
I'd agree to that idea.
But yeah, it's up to you guys.
Making camp's probably the best idea. And then we can take stock of what we have tomorrow or during camp.
Okay, well, if you want to make camp, Edwin, you're going to make the same roll, but you'll have an extra dice now because it's sheltered.
All right, here we go.
Oh, that's much better. Yes, with a full success, your sheltered camp is safe and secure for the night. Anyone can choose to mark one of their supplies, and that will allow them to heal a fatigue and a cold. And stress if you had it as well.
Well, I'm marking one of my supplies just to treat my injury during camp.
Sure. And if you don't have to mark supplies, but you can have a long rest, which means you get to heal 2 fatigue just by sleeping here tonight anyway. And you can do cooking as well for extra fatigue, but I don't think anyone's used enough to justify that yet. So I imagine you're just like lightly snacking on some of the stuff you brought with you to keep you there overnight. But it doesn't cave in on you, nothing emerges from the depths of the glacier that you're inside. You're able to like rest up overnight, and then in the morning decide what it is you want to do when you're back to being fresh again.
Okay.
So probably not an entirely comfortable sleep with the weight of the mountain on top of you and being sealed in and potentially running out of oxygen at some point in the future. But you're able to sleep well enough until what you guess must be the morning. And then what do you want to do?
I'm gonna check my gear and see what I have that can help us start tunneling out.
Well, I mean, you can just mark off a gear and pull out a
Right,
shovel
but-
or a pick or whatever you like.
Well, I think I was gonna do that. Yeah, I was gonna pull out the pickaxe.
Obviously, blow up the way out again.
No, no, no.
You're liable to cause a cave in, you old sack of bones.
Plus, if we are trapped in here, and you use explosions and smoke and no way for it to. No, we're good. No explosions.
So we start casing go sits in the corner. Right next to the wall.
Alright, go think about what you've done.
So while everyone else plans what they want to do, I'm gonna take my pickaxe and start, chipping away at the wall in front of us of snow and rock.
Sure, so you will have. You got labourer, so you get 3 dice for that. And you're fresh, so 4 dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take you the better part of an hour, maybe even a little more than that. Try to be cautious not to cause the tunnel you're digging to like cave in on itself.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to chip your way through the ice and the snow, moving aside or around some of the rocks that have gone in the way to reach fresh air on the other side. And obviously mark fatigue for the roll.
The hole, yeah.
Yeah, that was easy enough. You dig your way out.
Well, my goal was never to get on my belly and crawl. I'm assuming I'm kind of a bigger guy. It's not a situation I want to put myself in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you come out. I don't want to say like the sun's in the sky for the morning, but it's daylight. It's overcast, the wind's picking up, and tufts of snow are being blown up and picked up in the wind.
Do we know where we were at when we, trapped ourselves inside the cave?
Yeah, I mean, you're still in the same position of the mountain, more or less. It's just the landscape has changed slightly because there's not a big sheet of ice and snow above you anymore. It's more exposed rock.
So onto stupid shack still.
Indubitably. You're relying on the Pathfinder again, or do you want to go with the cartographer of the map?
As long as he's not casting explosion, I don't care what the Pathfinder does.
Well, they're doing that. I'm gonna go check over the edge, make sure the avalanche didn't hit the village.
No, I mean, you're 5 hours away from the village. It's not going to cause that. It doesn't look like the rest of the mountains either side of the valley have reacted. It was just this one that was next to the explosion.
Okay, cartographer, Pathfinder, one of you want to roll?
We'll go for it then. Okay, so what we got with dice then? We've got 3 for the Pathfinder. We've all rested. We've not got full supplies. So,
Don't forget, you can help each other if you're okay with taking an extra fatigue.
Yes, if someone wants to help you, you'll get an extra dice, but they will also take a fatigue. I mean, everyone's going to take a fatigue for a journey roll anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be an extra fatigue, yeah.
dice this time, I think. Aye, 4 dice.
Your party is fresh, but you're not prepared, so you do get an extra dice.
3 dice for that, and then 4 for the party. Oh, and then the additional one we get initially. So that, you forget about our additional one.
3, 4. Yeah, you got 5 dice.
Yeah.
You're the snake. The dementia kicks in.
His dementia kicks in, forgets where he's at.
Right, okay, so yes, everyone marks fatigue for the journey, and as you follow Aaron, somewhat with trepidation in your hearts, up and over the mountain, and then along various mountain trails and things that may have passed for a mountain trail at some point in the past. As the day goes on, and you're starting to feel the bite of the cold through your furs, and the rumble in your stomachs. The sunlight starts to disappear, and it's definitely getting darker. The wind is picking up, and you get the impression that the old man doesn't really know where he's going. And did you just pass that rock like an hour ago? Everyone mark a stress.
I swear it's the same tree.
I think you might be
I
lost,
clicked-
old timer.
Let me find my stress.
It's not showing. I know we're going to the peach tree. Don't worry.
Peach
We're
tree.
not going to the peak.
And Aaron, do you want to roll 2d6 for me? See which disaster you've walked them into. Okay, this isn't so bad. So, Aaron, you're going to take an injury. As you turn around to assure them you know exactly where you're going and you're almost there, you turn around and you slip and you sprain your ankle.
Some very old words that are probably swear words in a language that no one understands.
I mean, yes, so you are in the mountains here somewhere. It's getting dark, it's nighttime now. You aren't at your destination. And the old man has sprained his ankle. What now?
I guess I'll look to the hunter of the group. And where the hell are we? Do you know?
Where are we?
Somewhere in the mountains. The old man's gone, you
Exactly.
lost.
Exactly.
Why in the hell did I follow you fools up here?
Why did you let him lead the way?
Why do we let an old man lead the way?
All right. Yeah. Just stand up straight, crack your back and your neck, and then every other extremity in your body. Time to go. Time to head back. I will roll. I'm gonna try and see if I can figure a way out of here.
Yep, so you have 2 dice. You'll mark fatigue when you make the roll. You can push yourself to take a colder fatigue to get an extra dice if you want. Oh,
You should have had 3, but you did it
wait,
anyway.
did it-
So
did it- Oh, okay.
you had 2. But you've got an extra one because you rolled the 6, so it's fine.
doesn't he isn't his skill 2? Then he gets the 3 dice, or is his skill only
No,
1?
his cartographer, his cartographer is 1, right?
Oh my god.
But it doesn't matter,
Yeah,
Edwin.
the first one.
Yeah, Edwin, you're a trained professional. You look at the position of the sun, the mountains around you, you take a quick glance at the map, and you can say with a great degree of certainty that Stupid Shack is just up over yonder hill.
All right, let's go. It's right over that way.
I guess I don't really have a choice. I have to carry old man, or at least help him walk.
Can't he use his wizard magic to heal himself?
I don't trust him to use his wizard magic right now.
Oh, you're right. He's liable to grow a 4th leg.
I imagine everyone's thought is just to leave him behind at this point.
If I could kill him and get away with it, yes.
Yeah, you managed to.
What's your character's name, Netscape?
It's
Man,
Edwin.
Yeah, Edwin.
I'm gonna follow Edwin while wondering. Oh no, what happened to the old man? He's collapsed from exhaustion and old age. Start walking away.
Despite wishing death upon him, Jordan helps the old man to his feet and begrudgingly drags him along.
Yep.
Look, there's nothing that builds camaraderie quite like wishing death upon your companions.
Something I forgot to make camp is somebody gets to tell a tale, but we'll just do that when you get to the shack. Yep, sure enough, Edwin leads you up over the hill, and in less than 30 minutes, you're at Stupid's shack. You can see, smoke coming from the chimney, the light of a fire inside. You can see various furs and tools kind of propped up against the front door, or around the front door.
For us to be 30 minutes away, in my head I pictured that the old man was just walking us in circles around Stupid's shack. Like,
Yes,
like 30 minutes out.
pretty much, yeah.
See, I know where I was going.
You were looking for the peach tree.
Yes, the peach tree, just in that direction. We're not far off.
Yeah, so the shack's right there, and it's dark, so what do I do? Your furs will not do you much good in the cold against the cold.
Well, obviously, my plan is to go into Stupid's shack and take a break.
So
Well, knock on his door. I'm not just gonna barge into his home.
you knock on his door, and there's like the sound of something falling over inside, and then the sound of a latch, and then a little slot, like eye level, opens up in the door, and you see a pair of like sort of wild grey eyes staring out at you. Who are you? What do you want?
You know who we are, you old man. Let us in.
Mabel, is that you?
Mabel?
You have the sound of a woman.
I got old man Aaron here, and he's injured. Can we come in?
Oh, Aaron, what the hell are you doing out here? Click, 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 and he opens up the door. This extremely skinny, very, very hairy and pungent man answers the door. You're hit with like the wall of hot, sweaty air as he opens up the door to let you in. Hurry, hurry now, it's freezing out there.
We got his name again. I can't remember. We got the guy's. Guy's name.
Stupid.
His name's
It is
Stupid.
No, right. I talked to him as an actual name. This is how do you actually know his name?
That is his name.
Davos.
He's
How to meet you, Davos?
dropped him on his head as a child, so they named him Stupid. Everyone thought it was a nickname, but that's just his name.
Yes, he hurries you all in and like shuts the door behind you and bolts it. And there's this tiny one-room shack with the fireplace, the stove, a makeshift bed in one corner made of furs. And a lot of furs hanging all over the place, given that sort of level of insulation. But I mean, it smells like the man's been living here on his own for a long time. And you can just see like scraps and morsels of cooked flesh on the fire. What the bloody hell are you all doing up here?
We've come to warn you. There's great danger heading towards the village.
I've been telling him for years. The bastards never listen to me.
They never do, Stupid. They never do, and we tell them off.
I want to agree with him to build camaraderie.
I told you those
have you
greedy fat bastard farmers. I knew they'd come for my gold.
Not fat bastard farmers. Gnolls from further north.
Gnolls? No such thing.
We didn't think so either.
I've been here 20 years and I've never seen a gnoll. Horse waddle, he spits.
But you haven't left the mountain in 20 years.
Aaron, what the bloody hell are you doing up here? Who are these men?
Oh, they're here to take me on my mighty quest to find the peach tree.
You and your goddamn peach tree. You'll never find the fucking thing.
I know where it is. I told you I've been there before.
Yes, and that's the secret of how you've lived so long. We've all heard it.
Exactly.
If not gnolls, then people just as gnolls. Anyways, the point is, there's a lot of bad things coming down, and we're trying to figure out a way to stop it. We need some explosives. We were told you had explosives. That's why we're here.
Oh, so now you want my help? Casting me out of the village for all those years. Crazy, you said I was. Stupid. Me. I'm the only one with any brains in this town.
Don't I feed you, stupid?
Who are you?
Exactly, stupid. Stupid says what?
What? Aaron, who are these men? Why are you up here?
Those
Oh
rich
yeah,
farmers.
delivery.
Those rich farmers
Special delivery.
made the village. We need explosives to keep them
Explosive?
them away.
Yeah, they're right here. And he throws off this fur off this box, which is sat right beside the fireplace, and it's just full of dynamite.
Oh my god! I think I'm gonna go pale.
I'm gonna pick him up and start inspecting the explosives.
You go to pick one up, and he bats your hand away. He's, wait! Don't touch that one. It's leaking. And he like opens the front door, grabs the stick, and just throws it out and explodes like 20 feet away from the house.
If it's even possible, I lost even more color.
Hi, good catch.
You need to be careful with the ones that are leaking.
Oh, I remember. I brought him delivered your special that special drink we kept talking about. I finally made it. Now it's pure, a bottle of sort of moonshine stuff. My gear.
Aaron, what are you doing here? Who are these men with you?
I've done your drink, remember?
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh my
Snaps?
You're the best one. Freshly brewed.
Have you found your peach tree then? And he starts drinking when somebody snaps.
Ah, yeah, it's somewhere down this direction. I'm sure of it. I was trying to head down. I'm sure these guys were trying to help me get down there.
Oh, you'll never find that fucking thing.
As you keep telling me every time.
Ask him if he's found any gold yet. Just whisper into Aaron's ear.
Gold? Gold. Who needs gold nowadays? No, but you don't need that gold nowadays, do you still?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or what was stupid up here trying to mine?
Gold. At least that's what he said earlier in the conversation. He said, the farmers are trying to take my gold.
Oh yeah, now I remember. We need, whatchamacallit, your magic sticks. What are they called again? The blow-up things.
We
Yeah,
have them already.
The explosives, they're right there. You're going senile in your old age, old man.
Yes, he's gone say now.
Edwin's just gonna go and move the explosives away from the fire.
As like a bit of ash is like flies up from the fire, and you three are just like watching it with fear as it dances across the top of the dynamite box.
Exactly. It's time to move that thing away.
Imagine your 1 foot just slides down and shifts it across the room.
Basically, that's all I'm doing, is getting it away from the fire.
Alright, well, thanks for your help. If you don't mind, we're gonna take a short rest here and then leave.
Oh yeah, sure, you're welcome to stay. It's too cold to go out there now anyway, it's dark. You need to be careful out there might be gnolls in the mountains.
You son of a bitch.
God
Why
damn
are
it.
there so many old people in this town?
This is what like old towns are like, right? It's just a bunch of old people that won't move.
You know, there is a
Basically.
town in there's a town in somewhere in like Scandinavia where it's called Dementia Village. They have a bunch of a fully functional town with just all the residents are like over 80 with like mental illnesses.
Yeah.
I am too young for a place like that. Just because I'm in the... what year are we in again?
You don't even remember how old you are. You can't say you're not old. You're not old enough.
Only in the year of Draken, I'm sure. Are we not? Or what year are we now in?
The year of Nunya. Now let's get going.
No, no, can't go. It's nighttime.
Exactly.
Go-
Let's get that. Let's get the hell to sleep.
Exactly. Sleep. God, I don't want to die out here.
I don't want to die out here, do you want?
Here, stupid. It looks like you haven't eaten anything decent in a while. Give me some meat and I'll cook us up a meal.
Yeah, so you can restore 2 fatigue. You can restore a cold if you have one.
Okay, let me
Let's-
get my
we need to
sheet
take a
up.
long rest, get rid of this stress.
How do I use apply to heal the injury? Or will I try my healing spell? That's the question.
I'll try to cook so we can have a meal to get rid of our stress.
You can spend one of your supplies to treat your wound, and that will recover your injury. You can eat one of your supplies, and that will give you back your stress. And one of you can decide who amongst you gets to tell a tale. And the way telling a tale works is, as you're sitting around the campfire, you pick one of the trait questions there. You're going to choose one of the answers that applies to your character, and then you're going to tell a story, a tale from your character's past that aligns with that answer. And then afterwards, you'll pick a trait which suits your answer, and your character gains that trait. Also, if anyone failed a roll so far, you have an XP.
I don't even think I've had a chance to roll yet. None of my skills have come up yet.
And if your traits apply, to get one too.
If you used a trait, but you would have got an extra dice for that. I don't think anyone had one yet. Okay, so who wants to tell the tale?
Well, you go first. Since I'm probably talking now. If it's stupid anyway. Unless anyone else wants to go first.
I gotta look at the traits.
Nah, I'm fine. You can go first if you want to.
Well, I remember the days of these people, all the days of Bracken, the days of Orin, the days of Memphis. Time seems to go by so quickly nowadays. People pass by all this time. I still remember the days when I was talking to the gods themselves, eagerly awaiting my call, granting the wishes of the people. Oh, I wish there was a way. Wish I would bring back those days, bringing back those things. I wish I could remember how to actually do them again. Says it's sealed, memory is sealed in some way or form. Only one will cure, only one can be cured. Not really got much else than that.
That's not a tale. You're just lamenting the fact you can't remember anything.
I recall this one time where it's a great. Where I was restored when I was restored my great magical power by the god of Thenos. They were so powerful, so worshipped of the glories, the women, the food, the lovely women more. Oh, I could remember when people actually respected the gods before before the tyrants, before all these dark creatures taking over everywhere. Mankind's a pain.
Wait, so
Oh, I wish to go back to the old ways.
is mankind the dark creature she's talking about?
Yes.
So basically, you're trying to tell them the story of how you got your powers from worship.
Yeah. I got my powers through worship, through the old gods.
I'm assuming the question is, what do you worship? And you're picking the gods.
I worship, but in fact, the gods. Ah, yeah, the gods, yeah. What do I worship?
So the god Phaedos gave you your powers. That's where you get them from.
Yeah, the god Theos gave me my powers, and that was a time when it was like full of different creatures and all sorts. It wasn't just most of mankind taking over the place. Everyone was sort of like they felt more respectful. They balanced out with the gods, and then the scourge of mankind took over and erased a lot of the races in the past.
Yeah, they're humans.
As the long forgotten past, so everything, all his ramblings or stories don't sound like any true.
Okay, and which trait do you have tied to that?
Yeah, I'll go for one now.
Touched by the gods.
Yeah, I'd say touched by the dog.
Okay, so you're
Was that-
blessed or cursed by the gods if they actually exist. So, I guess that's maybe to do with magic and also to do with things that could be lucky or unlucky. That one would apply.
Well, I can't remember anything as well.
Yeah, so I mean, the rest of you are treated to two old men just rambling a lot of nonsense and basically repeating themselves over and over for most of the night, followed by several hours of a cacophony of snoring and farting
Just
because they're old.
Just imagining every like 5 or 10 minutes, it's just Aaron. Who are these men? What are you doing here?
I imagine every 5-10 minutes. I also think about how I could kill both of them and hide them, hide them in the mountains.
But yeah, the night. Aside from that, the night passes without event, and come morning, one of you can mark off gear and write explosives into your inventory.
Why don't we give it to the old man with dementia? I'm sure
Yeah,
that'll
sure.
go,
That
that'll go
that
fine.
makes great sense.
With the blast spell.
Yeah, the guy with the blast spell.
I'm watching. I'll make this stick of explosive explode.
I'll take the explosives.
Sure, you
I'll
pick
just
up the
double check.
yeah, you pick up explosives in the morning, and Stupid's like, "Hey, where are you going with my dynamite?"
We needed to keep the farmers away. They're coming to steal our gold.
You give them bastards hell.
Of course, of course.
He's like, "Wait, hang on." And he takes a handful of the sticks of dynamite out and like chucks it over in the direction of the fire, and they just kind of like land carelessly beside the fireplace. I'll need a few of those.
Of course. We can't be closing the mines yet by taking all your explosives.
How has he lived this long?
Oh, and if you see Aaron back at the village, tell him I was asking for him.
All right. We'll let him know. Don't worry.
Okay, Mabel, you take care. So, where to now?
Anywhere but here.
I'm willing just to throw myself off the mountain if it gets me further away from these two.
Yeah, they spend like 15 minutes trying to say goodbye to each other.
At that point, I think I would just start walking away, dragging Aaron with me.
So, where to now? The morning is clearer, the wind is still blowing, but visibility is a bit better than it was.
Yeah.
I need to make a weather chart. Yes, so where are we going? You have your explosives.
I'm going to go back to the sort of mountain
Back-
spots and set up the explosives.
I'll say back to the valley and actually use the explosives. I
Okay,
guess.
so we'll just go and do that first. So you just trust him to lead you back to the valley. It's a short journey, 5 hours. But yeah, it's 5 and it's maybe 12.
Okay.
Yeah, about half the day.
We'll fill with 5 dice. I can't. I was at 4 dice.
for your Pathfinder.
Yeah, 5 dice it'd be. Yeah.
And it's 4 dice. Are you fresh?
Wait,
We're fresh now, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 5 dice.
Made it.
Good enough, yeah. Not a complete failure.
Let's go. This way, everyone. To the peach tree.
There we go. That can be the tagline for this episode. Not a complete
Not a
failure.
complete failure. Okay, so everyone marks a fatigue for the journey, and I'm going to say you all mark a stress because why the hell are you following this guy again?
Why are we following this guy again?
because you had a chance to lead us and you didn't.
Who in the village is gonna end up related to Aaron, but Aaron just forgot he's related to them?
You.
Oh no. Oh yeah, because he's living in the
It's
tavern.
going to be the worst as your father, man. Yeah, so it's a stressful journey. You know, more than once the ground is slipping away from you because of the weight of the snow from overnight. But you make your way back to the pass you were at yesterday. This time armed with explosives. I'm guessing the engineer will be the one to take the lead now.
Well, we did the plan already, right? So I could just tell them where to place it, or do I need to roll again?
The actual enacting of it will require a roll, yeah.
Okay.
But it will be a roll they're helping with if they're helping play stuff.
I'm gonna keep Aaron occupied, safe distance away from the explosives.
What do you want to show me, young lad? What do you want to show me?
I think I found a trail to the peach tree.
Lead the way. Shoot, lead the way.
Look here at these footprints on the ground. They're coming from that way. They must be thieves who stole some of the peaches.
Is it
Just
is it
pointing
our
at-
footprints?
Yes.
Just walking the old man in circles for like the next hour.
This is time for being a senile.
Alright, so I guess I would use my engineer skill to help with the placement again.
Yeah, and if Edwin's helping you, you'll get an extra dice, but Edwin will take a fatigue.
Would defender apply to this? Defending home, prioritizing that over other shit.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so 3. He's helping me, that'd be 4. 3, 1, be 5.
Yeah, so you and Edwin will take a fatigue from this setting up the explosives. Oh, wow.
Partial success.
I'll let you decide if you want to take an injury each, because it's a difficult job, or if you want it to be not as an effective barrier.
I am okay with taking the injury, but I'll leave that up to him. See if he wants to take the injury.
Yeah, he's asking you, Edwin.
I'm sorry, would you ask me?
Either the barrier is not that good, or we each take an injury.
God damn it! Why did we follow the old man again?
No, this is for the explosives.
This is for the explosives and setting the avalanche.
Okay, well, we have that choice on us already, so everything's too late. Yeah, no, we will have to get hurt.
Okay, so
Yeah.
both of you taken a fatigue for the roll. Both of you take an injury in the process of setting up the explosives at these precarious ledges and marks alongside the mountains. And then I guess you like secure yourselves and leading the fuse off in time for the detonation.
Sounds like a plan to me.
There's a Okay, so there's a short timer after you press the detonator before the fuse finds its way along and the explosives go off one after the other in a series of controlled explosions along the outer rim of the valley, causing a series of small and then a larger avalanche to cascade upon each other, throwing rocks and snow and ice down into the valley below, creating a not insignificant mound wall barrier across the entrance to the valley. So it is assailable with time and preparation, but it will slow any advancing army down significantly. And should you choose to, you could create more defenses to kind of go alongside with this as well.
Yeah, I think that we go back and rest up and get supplies, and then we come back and set up more shit. That would be my plan.
So at this point, we're like 2.5 days in. Just for reference. You can make it back to the village before nightfall. Or just as night settle in.
Potentially. We can potentially.
Potentially, sorry.
I mean, yeah, we can probably see the village from where we are. We just gotta make it down safely.
At this altitude, yes.
Well, there's one way we can do it, but then he look over the old man. I'm not doing that one, though.
The rest before we head back, or are we going just straight down?
I mean, there's no real reason to rest. You can, if you walk just now, you can make it back before supper time.
Yeah, I'm headed back.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Old man, let's go, people. Lead the way.
Starts rolling down the hill.
No, wait, it's me leading the way. Okay, let's go.
Wait, he literally meant going straight down, didn't he?
Just leaps off the edge.
I just watch him doing it like that. That's not what I was saying. Let's not do that because of the old man, but damn it.
What do I say? Let's go.
Going to just are there like trees sticking out like they're like kind of grown into the rock, or like trees or saplings half grown into the rock that like grab and use as handholds on the way down?
Yes, very sort of sparse dry brush here and there in the ledges.
Yeah, because I was my thought was just like to for getting down safely was to use those to like slide down the mountain while grabbing them and slow down.
I'm just gonna walk down the path like a normal person. I mean, I don't care if we get there after them.
To when we walked up earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna follow them down the path, you know.
Yes, that one detail, that one piece of description that I missed.
So since we are, for some reason, choosing to follow the old man again, the old man, do you want to make the roll?
4 dice this time.
4, yeah.
It's not our fault that all the characters who have pathfinding also have lost.
Right.
Oh, it's
Okay,
cool.
so
Oh,
everyone takes fatigue for the journey. But everyone who decided to follow the old man down the slope is also going to mark an injury.
Even if I'm deliberately doing a way to not be hurt.
That's a skill we could
Should,
roll.
should I roll for that?
Yes, roll your survival as 3 dice.
Okay.
If you get 1 success, you avoid pain.
No, I don't.
No. You think you're being smart, like grabbing onto like saplings and brushes and stuff like that. You get your hand covered in like thorns, and then you pull loose some rocks, and you just start to like slide and tumble with the rocks.
Yeah, just end up on at the bottom of the mountain in a heap, going, "Damn it, seemed like a better idea in my head."
Yes, the old man broke
And,
your fall somewhat.
Fuck that! This hurts so good.
Just imagine then you look up, you just see us, the other two of us, just walking down the actual path.
Yeah, I'm just laying in the snow, and I mean, I know what kind of person Edwin is, so like, this is okay. This is fine.
Alex, don't worry. I'll owe you that rent down later next week.
But after 5 long hours trudging through the snow with some bruised ankles and such, you find yourselves back at the village. just as the sun is setting for the night. And the cold begins to creep in once more. I imagine you're greeted by Eric, who says, "No, well, does it? Are we going to be able to cause this avalanche?"
We already did.
You didn't hear that ruckus up in the mountain?
Oh, we thought Stupid was just blasting holes again.
He was. Thankfully, we were a safe distance away by that point.
All right, so I'm assuming it's going to be useful to us if you've gone ahead and constructed it already.
Yes, we caused an excellent avalanche, blocked off the path, but we probably should still build more fortifications up there.
Yes, of course. If anything, it will slow them down at least for us. Perhaps allow the cold to do its work a little longer before we have to face them. Excellent. Well, come in, get yourselves warmed up, and you can discuss with us what you want to do next. I've managed to look in our stores, and we don't have much in the way of weapons. The soldiers and the patrolmen took most of that with them, of course. There might be a small cache still at the old toll house, since that's where they were stationed. But all we have here is some old mining tools, and I'm not sure how effective those are going to be, not least because a lot of these guys aren't as strong as they used to be.
We definitely want ranged weapons of some kind. Slings, maybe, would be most effective, or... I mean, those are easy enough to make, yeah?
We should be able to come up with a few of those, yeah. I'm not sure how effective they're going to be again. But it's better than nothing, yeah. I think the more we can do in terms of defences, structures and such, the better it will be, yeah. Try to thin their numbers down. Or at least maybe we can even demoralise them before they might give up and go home.
Well, then we're going to need lots of timber. Would be the easiest thing to transport and use.
Yeah, we have the winter supply of firewood, but that's all we have at the moment. If we're going to need proper timber logs from somewhere, we're going to have to send someone out to procure some for us. And unfortunately, our funds aren't exactly overflowing at the moment either, so we don't have much to barter with.
Always get the supplies from Sklogger holes, Sprogger hole. All those failed attempts in trying to get through there, or trying to work their way down that hole. Tons of supplies being abandoned there.
So the saying, so the saying goes, but I mean, how sure are we that there are any minerals down that hole? If you can even get down there.
Wasn't there the last time I was there? When was I down there again then?
Perhaps you'd be able to sit down and have a nice coffee. Or some warm milk.
Ah,
I mean,
cool glasses of warm milk.
I mean, do we need money to buy stuff, though, if we have a threat that we're trying to stop? Maybe we could just make a deal. Like, hey, we're trying to hold this back, so if you help us out, great, and if you don't, well, then you'll have to deal with it.
I mean, that may work, but
But the only proof we have is an old gnoll tooth that could have come from anywhere in the mountains or the wilderness.
yes, and Jurgen's already taken off south last night, so we don't even have his witness.
We could tear down old toll house, use all that as material.
Yeah, but what about the bandits who were probably camped out there?
We'll rebuild it afterwards. Oh, you mean the ones that are already there? There'll be any bandits at the old toll house, are there?
Oh, who knows? They might be stupid enough to camp out there during winter.
That's assuming there's anything of worth left there that they haven't pulled apart and sold off already, but certainly something you could try.
There's also the old quarry, if we're looking at a map.
But I'll get this old man to bed, and perhaps you guys can decide amongst you what you think is best next.
He means Aaron. Is that who he's talking about?
Yeah.
I man, I've never told you about the story about how that one time I managed to protect the village. You heard about the great wizard Zoro, and how he defended the village using the mighty barrier spell. Wish I could remember how to do that spell myself.
Well, why don't you bring your warm milk and you can tell me all about it?
It's just when I had that one. Oh, here, let me give a wee payment. About some sort of stuff that seems to have got from Sherlock Mine or from one of the mines, sort of the minerals to pay for things. I just pull out my random stack of random things I find. I forget that I own.
He just banks to the others and like puts his arm around Aaron and like ushers him away.
Make sure you give that to Marcus. Marcus get paid it all. Yeah.
Yeah, so you three can decide what your next step is.
Well, I threw up a couple ideas. Anybody got any other ideas?
So you were wanting to get wood or stone or check out the toll house, take it apart. Marcus
Yeah.
and Aaron said there's precious minerals and stuff in Skulker's Hole that could be used to trade for stuff like that, materials, whatever. And Edwin earlier wanted to get manure to make explosives.
Why don't we head to the closest village first, see if we can get some help. And then if we can't get any help there, we can pass back by the old toll house and start taking it apart.
Is there any way that we could like procure some weapons from the Western Gate or the Codman village or even the Sunken Castle?
That is a possibility, yeah. So you will know there is a garrison.
I had to look back at the map to remember what I was thinking when you guys were talking.
Yeah. No, I mean, you will know the Western Gate, or have heard the Western Gate has a garrison, although it's not the kingdom that you are like a part of, under rule of. There would be soldiers stationed there.
But the only problem with that is, again, we have no proof, right?
I mean, whatever you do, it's a gamble off of time and what you're going to be able to get out of it. So the old quarry village, that's like a week to get there. Kurgan or Corgan is a little longer.
What about Skolgo's Hole?
Depending on the route you take, I mean, that's going to be like a week or so. You're roughly looking at an hour per mile in the snow, unless you can get like a sled or something, and that'll half the time.
Well, I can build a sled. The problem will be getting something to pull it. I
The
suppose.
dogs, yeah. There would definitely be someone you know in town who has like dogs for sleds and stuff like that. It'd be convincing them to give that up for you guys and not using those dogs to just make a run for it themselves. But this is all up to you guys to decide what you want to prioritize and what you think your best bet is.
Well, either way, we'll need those sled dogs.
Yeah, that'll be because no matter what we get, we're gonna have to haul it back. So, priority number one will be getting the sled and the dogs. Well, if we hit Skolgo's Hole, we can hit Toll House and Corgan, and then check out Skolgo's Hole, all on the same ship, right?
If you go that route, yep. And there's a bonus to the Haunted Cemetery.
I know, right? So fun. Maybe we can find some old evil magics and raise an army of the dead for ourselves to protect our village.
Convince the skeletons to fight for us.
I mean, I don't. While I prefer let's not go in any haunted cemeteries, I vote that I get some of these injuries dealt with first. Whatever we do.
Well, you're raising skeleton armies.
Well, I mean, we'll be spending the night here tonight, obviously, so I'll get one of the injuries done, and then I gotta build the sled, and we gotta convince the guy for the sled dogs. So that might be another day.
I'll go look for the person who has this. Is it still nighttime right now, or is it daytime?
It's like supper time. It's getting dark, yeah.
Alright, so then everyone should be in their home. who in the village has a sled dog or has sled dogs and sleds?
Old Marvin.
Well, I could make a sled if he doesn't want to give a sled, but hopefully they have.
I'll go
all
look
things.
for old Marvin.
Okay, sure. So old Marvin, you know, he's in his sort of early to mid 50s. I don't want to describe him as a frail man, but he's quite a small man, but he's obviously very lean, muscular. He's had a lot of experience, like traveling around, using his dogs, going on hunting trips north, going with the caravan south when they were doing more sort of trade from the village. So he's a very well-travelled and capable man. And he's kind of keeps himself, you know, he's not too keen on like spending a lot of time with people. He prefers spending it with his animals. But he does have like 24 dogs that he keeps any one time. And he keeps them in kennels a little ways out from the centre of the village so that the noise doesn't bother other people as much. But yeah, I mean, you'll find him there and he's like throwing the ball and stick around for his dogs. He just waves you as you're approaching. Just getting them tuckered out for tonight so they sleep better.
Or Marvin, we need your help for the coming troubles.
Oh, I thought you were all staying behind. You planning on doing a runner as well? I was just going to spend the next couple of days getting everything packed up before I headed out.
Or we're gonna try to see if we can get some help from Corgan or Old Quarry to help reinforce the valley. Maybe prevent the gnolls from coming this way in the first place.
I mean, that seems kind of foolish. You've got 2 kids, Marcus. I mean, don't you want to get them out of here?
They're almost grown. They can make their own decisions. I'm sure if they wanted to leave, they would have left by now.
Yeah, well, I saw your son riding out the other morning to get help, but I mean, that daughter of yours shouldn't be here if there's fighting to be done.
Aye, that's why I need your dogs to hopefully send her to one of the nearby villages for safety, or maybe get some aid so we don't have to worry about the fighting in the first place.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to take her along with me when I go south. If you want, Marcus, I can drop her off wherever you like. Or she's perfectly welcome to, go all the way with me if she wants.
I bet.
Well, I'd have to check if that's what she wants, but
I mean, I'm getting a bit long in the tooth, but I'm able to look after myself, and I can provide for her.
well, before we get to that, what say you let me borrow a few dogs to get to Corgan to see if we can get any help from them.
Oh, I mean, you'll be taking half my livelihood with you, Marcus, and I may not be coming back.
But I'm sure if after we're done, I can release them and they'll follow your scent wherever you go.
That's not how it's going to work, Marcus. I mean, perhaps we can come to some sort of an agreement here. How about I give you the 12 dogs that you need for your travels, and you persuade your daughter that it might be in her best interest to go along with me?
How about you give me the 12 dogs, and I don't come looking for you after all this is done for you to pay your tab. And I mean, even if you flee to the other villages, I've got plenty of friends who can help me collect my debts.
You're going to need skills for like intimidating people.
Persuasion.
Sure.
Persuader, and then I have the cunning trait.
Okay, so Connie will give you an extra dice.
Alright, so 1 plus 3 for persuader, and then another 1.
For cunning. And you get an XP anyway because it's using your trait. Well, hey, there's no need to be aggressive about it, Marcus. I was just, making a
Who's being
suggestion that would have been keeping her safe and all.
And I'll still talk to her, see if that's what she wants to do. But
Sure, you
we
put in a
can,
word for her. I don't want her doing anything she's not comfortable with, of course. And I'm perfectly happy just dropping her off somewhere south if you've got a friend or a relative somewhere. But yes, okay then, fine. You can have the dogs.
well, I'm glad we could work this out. So, I hope nothing bad happens to you on your journey. And just walk back towards the village.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so you've secured dogs.
Yep. By threatening an old man. Well, then again, I guess most people in this village are old people, aren't they?
Yes. They are a little longer now too.
Alright, well, I guess I'll go find, Edwin to let him know that I have the dogs.
You got the dogs?
I've secured 12 dogs from what's his name again?
Marvin.
Marvin. Hopefully that'll make our journey a little bit swifter.
It should.
Yeah, we can haul supplies back.
Right, so your journey's going to be quicker than it would have been. But you still need to know where you want to go exactly.
Oh, we've got to wait here for the night so they can heal their injuries, don't we?
Yeah, yeah.
All
Right, okay.
I'm fucked up 6 ways from Sunday, but should be able to get some supplies from the tavern keep, if not any of the extra stores around. Now we can hunt our way there.
You do remember that I'm the local tavern keep.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about your. Why did you leave your tavern to go with us then?
My daughter's
Because
but
because there's only so many able-bodied men in the village.
Yeah, he's trying to defend it. Okay, so you don't need to mark supplies for it, but you can recover 2 fatigue, 1 injury, and any cold you have. You can also recover 1 stress, staying here in the village tonight.
Sorry, you said a stress.
A stress,
injury?
an injury, 2 fatigue. That's what you
Okay,
can
I
heal here tonight.
thought I heard you. I thought I heard those.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
great. So I'm on 1 on all 3. Great. I am mildly less fucked up. All right, cool.
That will take us through to the morning. 3 days have passed. If you want to completely refresh your gear and supplies, you'll have to mark a debt. But I think you've got most of your gear and supplies still anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it might not be time to take on debt quite yet.
Oh wait, I forgot to mark my XP. Wait, I did 2 failed rolls, so 2 XP.
Yeah.
So now it's just deciding a course of action.
Oh, if anyone wants to tell a tale for staying the night in the village, they can do that to get a trait.
who wants to tell a tale?
I don't really have a tail, I guess, but I could I guess I could just like I guess reinforce why I want to stay and defend the village, since I've pretty much built most of it with my own hands.
Okay, well tell us the tale of why this village means so much to you then.
I guess ever since I was a young boy, we had nothing but like, mud and hovels. There wasn't really proper villages or proper buildings here. So ever since I was a child, I wanted to build things. I wanted to make this place better than it was. And then as I got older, I went out, got the skills I needed and skills I required, came back, and I built people's homes, and I built my own home. I made this place everything I ever wanted it to be and more. So I really don't want to leave and just abandon it after putting in years and years of blood, sweat, and occasional tears. Real men don't cry, but occasional tears. Some stuff is just beautiful, you just gotta let your emotions out just a little bit.
Is it the case that like the structure of the town, in fact, means more to you than the people that are living there?
Oh yeah, totally. The buildings people live in mean more to me than the people who live in the buildings. Not to say I didn't make connections with people or nothing like that, but
But it's the town itself that you've constructed.
yeah,
That's your life project.
yeah. This has been my entire life ever since I was a kid. Yeah, this has been my entire life to make this place an actual village and not just a hovel people come to stay at before they go hunting or something
Mm-hmm. I have to
on
ask,
the way to the peach tree.
which of these questions are you answering?
How? I was gonna say like how do you survive? I guess would technically be it, but like just by
Sheer will.
yeah, just because I had a dream and I wanted to complete it, so I did what I had to. Without this village, there's no point in living. Let's put it that way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink. You guys might decide where you're gonna go. Your route you want to take.
I still say we go to Old Toll House and then Old Quarry, but they do make a good point about needing money.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Definitely not going to Codman Village. You people are crazy.
When near haunted cemetery, what's the worst that can happen?
I'd rather go to a haunted cemetery than Codman Village. There's cannibals down there.
Might get some bunch of fine stuff at haunted cemetery. Find
Might
riches
find-
and gold and treasure.
I mean, we could always be grave diggers, but I also don't particularly care to do that to myself.
Okay. So where are we headed first?
Well, we decided not Codman Village because cannibals. And then our good hunter friend mentioned there might be treasure in an old haunted cemetery if we wanted to be grave diggers.
Sorry, so where are we going?
Yeah, because I've heard like a couple of different answers, though it sounded like our conclusion was Skulger's Hole.
Money, I guess, like they made a good point. We can't.
Okay,
just
to
convince
check that out
people.
first and see what we've got to work with, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, are we going... What's the route we want to take to Skulger's Hole?
I would still like to stop at Old Toll House and pick up anything of worth. So that would.
I assumed our path is gonna be. Let me see if I can do this. No snapping. It's a right click. Yes, right click.
Follow the road and
then
then go up.
Go to
Yeah.
Corrigan for supplies. Past the haunted cemetery, because fuck that noise.
Okay, not through the cemetery. Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
And then we'll have to reassess once we figure out what may or may not be in Skulger's Hole. And all around.
You decide old man will follow his way.
Right, so we split our journey up into like each of the destinations along the route. Let's see, you're gonna go a lot faster with the sleds. I think 2 days to the toll house with the sled. No, 1 day. Sorry, 1 day because you're on the dog. So a day's travel will get you to the toll house. But who's guiding you there?
Before we let the old man do it, I'm gonna fucking do it. Nope, nope, nope. Bad, bad, bad.
Who's at his
Nope.
map? He's like, hang on a minute, guys.
Nope, nope, nope. We're not doing this again. Not again.
I'm on my way down to the peak tree.
Okay, I'm gonna. So would that be cartographer?
It's going to be cartographer. Let me just check this a second. So, is the entire party fresh?
No.
So you're not getting extra days for that. Is the entire party prepared? That means
What
you
does
have
that mean,
full supplies.
No.
Okay. And you're not traveling by night,
No. Daytime.
but the route is known. Right, okay, yes. So it's just going to be your cartography skill plus the default dice.
Son of a bitch.
You can get help or push yourself. That would also give you more dice, but also more fatigue.
Okay, so everyone marks fatigue right away.
I would like to get help.
I'm sure you would, but roll 2d6 for me.
I need an adult. 5 and a 6.
Oh, that sounds like what we had before.
Yes, 11.
I'm not sure how this is going to be bad luck. Okay, so someone loses their footing on the sled and falls off and sprains their ankle and takes an injury. Who wants to take one for the team?
Sorry, what happened? What did I miss?
Someone falls off the sled, sprains their ankle, takes an injury. Okay, I'm going to roll for it then.
Oh, Lord.
Draken.
Yay.
Yeah, a little too eager with the dogs. They hit a bump, you go tumbling, ankle sprain, you take an injury.
Alright.
As the sled comes to a halt to retrieve you, you catch sight of several figures travelling by sled ahead of you, like across the horizon, between you and the toll house. It's a band of maybe 4 guys. And as you guys have like stopped travelling, they seem to have caught sight of you, and they veer off from the direction they were going to come towards your direction. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't think we can outrun them.
I'll cast a veil spell to make them sort of think it sort of hides us, and they thought, and makes them sort of think they've misheard or misseen what was there.
You can definitely do that, yeah. So you'll have 3 dice for that, unless you want to push yourself.
I was also going to say we don't know if they're bad guys yet or not. We don't know.
This is true.
Open.
Cast your spell, buddy.
Okay.
3 dice, you've got your fatigue. Full success, yes. You wave your arms in the air. There's a kind of shimmering effect around you all. And the sleigh continues towards you for a distance and then kind of pulls up sideways. You can see the men standing there, pointing and sort of having an argument with each other or something. And they're there for maybe like a good 5 minutes or so, figuring out what they want to do. And then one of them like throws a rock in your direction, and it lands, Drakan, just at your feet. And then with that, they get back on their sled and they take off back along the path they were following, leaving you guys alone. So you get back on your sled and let's have another roll for the journey.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna push myself for another die.
Right,
I'm gonna
now
take a fatigue.
you all got a fatigue for that last journey,
Mm.
and then you'll get a fatigue for rolling this journey. You want to take another one on top of that?
Maybe not. Can someone help me then?
Anyone who takes any help with you is actually going to put themselves to 4 fatigue, which loses a health.
Okay, can I take a cold instead? Oh, fuck it, I'll just roll 2 dice. We ball.
Crit
Well then.
success. Crit.
Oh, crap, nice. Yes, not only do you manage to pick up the pace and actually finish the journey within the time you assumed it would take you here, the full day's journey, but you catch sight of campfires within the tall house, and you're able to kind of slow down and make a cautious approach ahead of time. So they haven't seen you, so you have the advantage to kind of scout around the place and get scope on it before anyone catches sight of you approaching.
Alright.
And I guess, yeah, you can all like not take fatigue for that second journey
Hell yeah.
since you made good time on it. But yes, someone is in this toll house. And it's, if you want to, it's like a stone building, like a very miniature kind of fort, with like a gatehouse and such through it. And you know there's a courtyard on the inside. And
There's also. Oh, go
Sorry.
ahead.
I was just saying this. You know, this is where, when the mine was in operation, where they would collect levies on people going to and fro. What do you want to ask, Drake?
I was just that. I was like, isn't this where the But you pretty much said that. As you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier.
So there used to be like guards stationed here, and this is where the magistrate would visit when he was actually caring, or maybe it was like the past magistrate, and they would collect the tax and stuff from here.
Well, anybody want to go check it out? I got a sprained ankle. I obviously can't go.
Since you're also keen to check it out, you could also just quietly make camp somewhere for the night before checking it if you wanted.
We'll just go for it. I'll go in first if you want. Some blind old man don't care.
You should be able to scout it out. Oh, the old man is going, but yeah. Never mind.
You don't really have scouting abilities. I'll just walk in, basically. La. Like, I think I've been here before. This looks familiar.
Excuse me, young man. What's up to you guys? What do I do?
I guess wait to see if the old man dies.
So you are deciding what to do, and as you do so, Aaron just like takes it upon himself to just start walking up to the front door.
Excuse me, have you seen the peach tree around here? Excuse me.
Is that right, Aaron?
Tap the door says, "Hello, I'm looking for the legendary peach tree. Are you aware if it's nearby anywhere?"
So you knock on the large oak door. Yeah, dum dum dum, echoing. After a minute or so, you hear like chains rattling and a latch being moved. The door creaks open inwards, just a few inches, and a man with like a iron cap helmet on, with like the little metal bit sticking down to covering his nose, sticks his head out, and he has a short sword in his hand, poking through in the direction of you. What do you want here, old man?
My dear sir, I've been slightly lost. I was looking for the magical peach tree. By any chance is it nearby this place?
He like sticks his head out further and looks around to try and see if he can see anyone else. Are you out here alone?
Good sir, I should mind you, I am a great and mighty powerful wizard, Aaron. I don't need anybody else.
How long have you been out here on your own?
I have been wandering the world for decades, long beyond the time of people and lands.
You can hear a voice inside shouting, "Gregor, who's at the door?" It's like some crazy old bastard wandered out here himself. He must have got lost from that village.
It's like, Gregor, is that Gregor McDougall's? I think I remember you when you were a wee tiny lad.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll for that.
Alright, dice.
You would normally get
One dice.
1 dice, but because you got dementia, I'm going to say you roll 2 dice and use the worst. Yeah, the man identifies Gregor, dirty blonde hair, comes up and opens the door wider. What the fuck is this old man? Get him out of here! What the hell? You can't. What the fuck? How long have you been wandering out here? Look at the state of you.
It's so cold out here, and that's. Oh, what would parents think leaving an old man out in the cold like this weather?
Of
Oh,
course it's cold out here. Where the fuck do you think you are? Did you fall off a carriage?
where are we again? Is this Rogar? No. Is this oh, is this close to the northern gate? I'm sure I must my way there. Try and find this Peach Street.
You better let him inside before he freezes to death. And then the one guy grabs you by his shoulder and just holds you and is like, right, come in here, you crazy old bastard.
Oh, thank you, gentleman. Thank you.
Right, sit down, I'll make you something to drink. Have you eaten?
Oh, I could do with a wee snack. Thank you very much, right, young lads. Thank you.
Like, sits down, takes his helmet off and sits down beside him and reaches into the fire and pulls out a bit of meat they're cooking, throws it to you. Like, well, we don't have much, but can't have you wandering around here starving to death. Did you bang your head on the way here?
Oh, no. Why would a silly person like that do? I am trying to find the magical peach tree to heal all the ailments of the world.
You can see there's 4 of them sat around the campfire here, weapons sat around them, and they all just look at each other kind of side-eyed.
Yeah, thanks to warm yous all up. Would you let Fair have it join me for a drink and I bring out my special moonshine?
Well, if you've got some, sure, we'll have a drink. But how about you tell us how you ended up down here? You're quite far out to be on your own.
Let me tell you a tale. And I start rambling about something that's long forgotten in the past that does not make sense to anybody nowadays. It sounds like you start of like some it's like a story from like Abe Simpson, The Simpsons. I start going on about.
Typical old man tale. Okay, so you guys see him get hauled in the front door, and then like an hour passes and nothing seems to be happening.
He's dead. They killed him.
You should mention the moonshine I've got is like so strong that it's basically can knock people out. That's how strong it is.
Did the guys who pulled him in look like bandits, or did they look like guards who were actually stationed here?
I don't think from the distance and through a crack in the door you could really tell that accurately. You saw they had weapons.
Alright, so what's the plan? Should we go in and see if we need to rescue him, or?
Rescue him. What, are you crazy?
This is great, we've lost them.
We rest out here for the night, I guess, or something, and then we just go on in the morning.
I would, but he still owns the bar for some awful reason. Can't just leave him out here.
Wait, he owns your bar?
Well, I'm not supposed to get it until he's dead.
And isn't this going to speed that one along?
But
You're right, let's go home.
Why would you?
I mean, you're free to go knock on the door and try and get him back, I suppose.
alright, wait here. I'll just go knock on the door.
So you're also walking up on your own to the door.
I got a roll.
I'll go with. I'm just gonna go with him and be ready to drag him out.
I will stay hidden, but close enough, I guess, if I had to react.
You want to mark off a gear for me, I think.
Hard work on it first and the extra moonshine for the previous one.
Yes.
When I was up at stupid chat, so and that's the second time I have to do it, or
We'll mark off your supplies for the second time.
okay. We rolled to see if they actually even survived the moonshine.
Yes, I'm going to make a roll for this. You can roll 3 dice because you have the trait, the hidden depths. Right, yes, you dish out the drink. They all take their drinks, and 3 of the 4 of them fall unconscious within the hour. The 4th one, who's a much larger man, is kind of sat there, clearly intoxicated, to the point where he's actually enthralled in this gibberish story that you're telling him. Although it could just be the state of stupor that he's found himself in, that he can't really do anything else but listen to you. When the door goes, and he knocks over the drink and kicks over the fire, and like kind of goes to pull out his sword and swings it around wildly. I say, someone at the door! They're coming for us! Quick, old man, get yourself down, and he like pushes you and you fall off the chair.
Do I hear this ruckus from outside?
Yeah, you're gonna hear like a clutter and things getting knocked over, and yeah, you can hear like a thunk as if someone's like kind of falling up against the door. And then a kind of scraping sound of the door, and you hear a voice from the other side as it's trying to fidget with the latch. Just hold on a minute, you bastards!
I'm gonna motion for who followed me up. Was it
Edwin.
Edwin? I'll motion for him to be quiet. Shh. And just pull my furs over my head like
Said
a
anything.
hood. Open the door.
Yeah, there's a couple of minutes of like fumbling with the latch before you hear like the clatter of some metal being dropped on the ground, and then more fumbling with the latch, and then the door like swings wide open, and this half-naked, very large, burly man with like red hair, clearly like intoxicated eyes, and drool coming from the corner of his mouth, like swings wide open. I'm coming for yous. What yous want?
Well, friend, we've seemed to have misplaced an elderly fellow. Have you seen him?
Oh yeah, he's inside. You don't have any peanuts, do you?
Peanuts?
Yeah.
Aren't those some peanuts? I'm gonna point behind him.
He just looks down at your finger.
What's that over there?
Wait. You're not Marvin.
What? No, of course I'm Marvin. No, wait. That's Marvin's inside with you already.
Roll your persuasion extra dice.
Edwin's just going to internally sigh and prepare for things to get awkward again.
Marvin's inside! And he turns around and shouts, Marvin!
As soon as he turns around,
Marvin!
I want to pull a dagger out of my gear and just stab him in the neck.
What? How did this happen?
It's bandits. It's people of ill repute.
Yeah, you don't need to roll
back.
for that. You just stab him in the back of the neck and
We're
he
back to
dies.
being murderers already?
They're bandits. What do you expect?
Marvin!
You don't know that.
Thunk.
Lean down and just wipe my dagger off in his cloak and put it back where it was.
Edwin is just mentally counting the amount of felonies we're gonna commit tonight. Aren't we just at like some house by the old toll house?
It's the old tool house, yeah.
Yeah, we're in the old toll house.
Just gonna mentally sigh.
There are no guards here. It's been like years since we've had guards. They couldn't possibly be guards, could they?
And didn't you? Who was that then?
Um,
I pointed to that body.
I'm gonna pull his helmet off and see if I can get a good look at his face.
Well, he didn't have his helmet on. He'd taken off when he was sitting in a campfire. It's like this big, very broad face, round nose, red hair, red beard.
Do I recognize him from the village or anything?
He's definitely not from the village, no.
And how did you know he wasn't from the Northern Guard post?
There's no northern guard post.
Sorry, outpost.
Well, let's see. Does he have any like insignia or anything?
Well, they're wearing like furs, obviously, to keep warm, but you can peel that back and see what he's wearing underneath if you want.
All right, sure. Let's see if they have any armor or insignias or anything.
He definitely has the livery on of the official guard from the Northern Outpost.
Well, I guess there's no survivors now. I'm just gonna walk up to the 3 people who are
It
passing.
it's just double face palming and regret.
No, why? Why is this happening right now?
Because no witnesses. We can't let them know that we're here if they're from the northern
I
outpost.
was not gonna give up. He's just gonna step outside and pretend he didn't. Just watch this man commit a felony.
I thought they were bandits.
He's not gonna give up on this wackiness. Nope. This is all on you.
I'm gonna just go in, stab the other 4 in the stab the other
So-
3 in the neck.
Walk right past Aaron and just kill 3 guys in their sleep.
Yeah,
What the fuck are we?
I'm obviously a bad person, but
I'm aware.
That much is obvious.
actually thinking about it, we probably could have informed them that there were gnolls, couldn't we?
Could we have everyone else take a stress?
That fills out my stress. Oh no, that's fatigue, not stress. My bad.
Well, you shouldn't have any stress. We've been getting rid of that with breaks.
Yes, this is a stressful situation to watch one of your fellows mercilessly kill people in cold blood.
Yes.
Yes, it
In their-
is.
in their sleep.
And this is a bad thing.
It's only bad if we get caught.
Yes, I mean, you'll all be acutely aware of the punishment for such a crime.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put my finger on it if anyone asks.
I'm gonna slip my dagger into your pocket.
That doesn't mean anything. There's no fingerprints in this time and age.
Oh, you're right.
Wow.
I'll just someone that Aaron did it. Oh, but then again, I did come in here to rescue him, so
Oh my god.
So, well, I guess now you can help yourself to their supplies, so everyone can refill their supplies for free.
I'm gonna
Sure.
I'm gonna take their weapons and their armor. It's already happened. I hate that it happened. I'm scared for my life. I'm working with psychopaths, but I'm gonna take their armor and their weapons because we need it.
Okay,
I'm not
so
a psychopath.
armor weapons would count as gear. You don't have to mark it off your gear, but for space for carrying it, as you have got the sled, so you can take, if you mark it as being on the sled, you can take like an extra 4 gear items, whether that be armor or weapons. And there's 4 of them, so there's 4 sets of armor and there's 4 sets of weapons.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a set of I guess weapons and armor.
Taking armor and staff.
If you're taking it on your person, you don't want to mark it off as your gear. You have to mark it off your supplies because you have to drop something. But you've got 4 spaces on the sled you can put stuff on. If that makes sense.
You have to wear the light armor. The light armor would be
You can wear it if you want, yeah. But to make room, you'll have to like mark off his supplies then, because you can only carry so much stuff. And you can mark off his gear, but I mean, you could have marked off his gear for what you have anyway.
for what it's worth, I thought they were bandits.
Well, mine's going on the sled because this isn't for me. It's for the like for the
Village,
village or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
So when the people of the village see these things come in and they see these bloodied armor with the insignia of the god of
Oh,
the
where'd you get it from? Since you were just in the tool house a minute ago.
We have a choice to make. Obviously, we lie and say we came across a group of bandits and guards fighting, and we just looted the corpses because we needed this shit for our own defense. It sucks, but we needed it. Or we can tell the truth and say we have a psychopath among us who just murdered 4 people, 3 of which were in the sleep.
Their furs were covering up the insignias. I thought they were bandits.
Just got to remember that he owns a local tavern, so anything goes across his ruling.
I, for one, am keeping quiet until after the Knoll situation is over, and then I'm snitching on you.
Are you saying that out loud?
No. Yeah, I just watched you murder 3 people. I'm not saying shit like that out loud. I'm not saying shit.
Well, fine. We'll look at the children all falling asleep now.
Yes, they're sleeping peacefully for the rest of their lives. I'm just gonna move the one guy over to his sleeping bag, so it looks like someone broke in and just killed them while they were asleep.
Someone did break in and kill them in their sleep.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna make it look like it was a bandit or something.
Damn it.
It was a bandit.
Yeah. What else would you call yourself at this point?
I'm not a bandit anymore. Those were
No,
different days.
I think you just crossed the line there.
How many supplies do we replenish? All of them, or
What's that?
how many supplies do we replenish?
You can replenish all your supplies if you want. Because you're just snatching up theirs.
Just means to reduce my fatigue.
I'm going to assume that you're going to spend the night here. Or are you? Or do you just want to get out of here and make camp elsewhere?
I
Can
am
we
not
look-
sleeping somewhere where this man just ruthlessly slaughtered these people.
We should probably leave. They might have patrols outside.
Can we look around real quick before we leave? Because we also saw 4 people with sleds, and then now we
Yeah.
have 4 people here. So I'm thinking maybe are these the same people? Can we find more sleds here? And dogs?
Yeah. Do you have any? Does anyone have anything for like tracking?
Yes, I do. Well,
Hunter.
Survivalist, hunter.
I think hunter will work because it's more that kind of skill set. So that's 4 dice you get.
Okay.
Yes, I think with that you can tell that these were not the only guys that have been here. There are definitely tracks for another sled that's been here and taken off, besides the one that these guys have.
Just go. God damn it! This is why you don't go murdering people. There's more people who are gonna come by here now.
But you did say they also had a sled, so we can take their sled and dogs too. Yes?
Yes.
So now we have 2. Okay. I can't think about the murder here. We gotta think about the good stuff for the village.
I'm gonna try to cover my tracks, make it look like a bandit track.
My God.
God damn it!
Trying to set their place on fire. What are you trying to set their place on fire?
Should I roll criminal to make it look like someone broke in and killed them?
Someone did break it. You ain't gonna make it look like that.
It already
I'm gonna make
happened.
Make it look like someone else other than.
Like you said, this is not a time of forensics, which is the only thing that's going to stop you from being immediately identified.
All right.
I mean, this is the time where people can where like someone that no one in the village like could get blamed.
Yeah, oh, you caught yourself shaving? Well, you got blood on your clothing, so you must be guilty. Yes.
Oh no,
I mean,
Aaron. what did you do?
someone could recognise the armour or the weapons, you know, but that's probably tomorrow's problem. Right, so I just want to know if you are staying here to make camp or if you're leaving.
I am not staying in this place where 4 people were murdered in their sleep. Sorry, 3 people.
So we can travel, and you can use your criminal skill to like get rid of the insignia. Maybe kind of like you scratch off the serial number on a gun nowadays. You can like
Cut out the liver
Oh, no.
and scrape off any telltale markings or something. Yeah.
yeah. You could do that for us, I guess.
I guess I'll try.
You say
God, why am I helping him?
for him, you mean?
So that'd be 1 dice plus 1 for criminal, and then
Well,
1
we'll,
for.
we'll come to that if we get to a point where someone has the opportunity to try and recognise it.
All right.
But yeah, so what's the plan right now? It's going to be like nighttime now. So if you travel now, you'll be traveling in the dark.
We have to stay here. We leave. Where are we gonna go? It's cold. It's dark. We have an old man for a navigational guide.
No, we do not have an old man for a navigational guide.
We
Fine.
locked the door. We locked the
Fine.
door.
We're staying here. Put the bodies under the snow so they don't find it until it thaws.
Oh, that's a good plan. I'll start dragging the corpses outside. Maybe looking for any gold or trinkets they have on them that are worth anything.
Oh God.
Out of the sight of the others, of course.
So despite the protestations, you are going to be staying here.
Yeah. I hate myself.
Okay, who wants to be the one making the roll to make camp? I guess Scout would be it because you're like in enemy territory at the moment.
Yeah. Now we are.
Yeah, we are now. Okay, I'll roll 2 dice for it. Oh wait, no, it's a 2, so it's 3 dice. My bad.
Oh, a partial success. Oh, it's sheltered. You actually get another dice, so you can roll that one.
Oh, okay. Slash roll 1d6. 5.
2 successes.
Okay, full success. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be okay. You're going to scout around, hide the bodies, close the door, take watch overnight. Ever nervous that the other half of this guard party could return, but they don't return that night. So everyone can restore to fatigue from a long rest. And if you want, you can spend supplies to heal other stuff.
I would like to mark a supply off to heal an injury.
Yes, you can do that.
I don't regain any stress.
You gain a stress for a long vest. So if you had a long vest, you get stress.
Yes, you'll de-stress from a long sleep.
Okay, cool. Just 1 point?
Just 1 point, yeah.
Okay.
Ah, it was such a peaceful night.
There. Now when they return, all they're gonna think is that their friends just got up in the middle of the night and walked away.
Well, except for the bloodstains.
Clean the bloodstains off.
Like, we need to hear a tale, by the way, from
What?
Let me need to hear a tale from Marcus.
Alright.
Was we're camping.
So that's 10, so we'll end it there. So next time you just can make the other leg of your journey.
Should I tell the tale now or before, or when we come
Oh yes,
back?
do your tail now, yeah.
Alright.
That's where we learn
No,
he's a
before-
fucking serial killer.
Before I came up here looking for my father in search of his asinine peach tree nonsense, I worked with the Imperial whatever you call them, and I did a lot of interesting stuff, like I once had to infiltrate another the other kingdom, just but then again, that's why there's no other kingdom anymore. But everything works out fine in the end, right? Do any of you have any questions?
Is this a very vague way of you telling them that you've killed people before?
I have no questions for the psychopath.
Tons of people.
So like a big moonshine.
But yeah, no, it's just how do you survive in with wits and guile?
So future tales should be like a small anecdote, not a vague allusion as to what a horrible person you are.
Okay, all right. Let me try again then.
We don't need a vague allusion to what kind of horrible person he is. We had a first-hand account.
You know, I used to be a what would they call what would they call spies back then? Or were they just
Spies.
called? I used to be
Saboteurs.
a spy for the Imperial Army.
You sure he wasn't an assassin? You weren't an
Ah,
assassin?
tomatoes, tomatoes. But I used to travel with this merchant caravan, who were supposedly selling secrets to another kingdom. So, in the middle of the night, I poisoned all the food. It was 40, 50 people. Just no one ever found them again.
Yes, I assume your arm would get tired of stabbing 40 people.
Oh no! I poisoned the food.
Right. You said you poisoned it because I guess your arm would have gotten tired if you had to stab 40 people.
Of course. Then I just look at their food.
Yeah, my
Oh.
food was placed down as you said that. My food was already on the ground.
You just, imagine you're just about to bite into it, and then he's like, "And I poisoned 41 people," and you just like looked at it, put it back down.
Pulled out my own rations. Oh, well, you know.
Am I right in thinking he's also the one with the cooking skill?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
But where do you think you bought most of those rations from?
Not from the tavern, that's for sure. I'm supposed there's like a butcher or something in town for the game, the hunter skill.
Oh yeah, probably.
Tasty stew.
Do we have
Oh,
like
man, yeah.
a serial killer like a trait?
I have cunning.
What's the one you're gaining for your tail though?
How about bold? Just because I'm straight up just telling them that I was a spy for the Empire and killed a bunch of people.
It's definitely be serial killer. That should be a trait that he now has.
Foolhardy. Always
Mass
going where
murderer.
and doing what they shouldn't.
Okay,
Hard
yeah, no,
sounds-
bold works because bold covers being reckless, which you certainly were.
I thought they were bandit. That's a good note to end it on. Just
Like
murdering 4 people.
4 people who are kind enough to take in an old man who might have frozen to death.
Who knows what kind of terrible things they were doing to him after they took him in. I mean, look at him.
Listening to
Oh
his
yeah,
stories.
because you know that would have been a good thing to find out before we killed him.
Yeah, so he's smiling, he's basically tell his tales for several hours.
I mean, they're dead now. You can tell them tales as long as you want.
I imagine the old man's still going.
He didn't even notice.
Gets up and just continues telling it, man. As I was saying,
They got this coin in 1952.
Back in World War II.
Oh my god.
don't forget you get XP because you made your roll with cunning as well. Yes, thus endeth the first session. On a note very typical of the other campaigns.
Hey,
Because
I did
Alex
something-
only knows how to be one person. And that person makes me glad he lives thousands of miles away.
Well, I mean, if I was like my characters, I would be greedy. I would kill people and I would steal from them.
You know, I feel like you play that kind of character because that's what you want to be, but you're not.
What I mean,
Maybe.
the thing is, you just fall into being that character all the time. So clearly, there's like a default setting within you there.
Is that it? All my characters wouldn't be out of place in GTA or something.
I mean, they wouldn't be. Most of them are thieves. All of them kill people.
Except the Paladin. The Paladin didn't kill anyone. But that was also the one you had to keep reminding me that we're the good guys.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, that was tonight's session. We'll do it next week.
Fun, that was funny.
You got the barrier down for the avalanche. That's progress. You just may now get hung for treason.
I'm not. I'm sure I can talk my way out of it.